For more on that, let's bring in Tony Gosling, historian and investigative journalist, joining us from Bristol. Mr. Gosling, thank you for your time tonight. I wanted your initial thoughts on this condemnation, and if a blockade is considered prohibited use of force, does this situation right now blur the line between economic pressure and a de facto military action?
Warfare. That's what they're doing here, and that's one of the things we have to understand. The United States has been blowing these ships up since September, various boats, mostly actually just fishing boats, and what we've seen so far is 30 of them being destroyed by the military. And if you think about it, you can see there these massive US warships. They're taking on these tiny little fishing boats that can't fight back, they can't fire back. They're using these gigantic, great anti-ship missiles, etc., to fire at them. And this is not going down well in Latin America. In fact, the United States, for anyone that's visited Latin America, as I have, I'm pleased to say, spent 3 months there back in the 1980s, late 80s. Everybody knows the United States is a rogue state, that the US is trying to dominate South America's politics. Ever since 1947, when the Central Intelligence Agency was set up, the United States has been interfering in organizing military coups in Guatemala, in Cuba, in Brazil, Ecuador, Bolivia, Chile. And then in the 1970s, they had Operation Condor under President Gerald Ford. That's when it started, but that was an operation throughout South America where they were installing fascist dictators and military dictators all over South America. And this was all done at the behest of the Central Intelligence Agency. So the Latin America knows that the US feels that South America is its territory to interfere with. And I suppose we should be kind of grateful that they're just blowing up a few fishing boats rather than supporting the Israeli killing tens of thousands of innocent civilians in Gaza. But yes, it is a blockade and it is completely illegal under international law. And also, it's not very good optics, is it, to have these aircraft carriers taking on fishing boats?
What is exactly what the U.S. is exactly doing right now, Mr. Gosling? Is this posturing coercion or the early architecture of an intervention or, an invasion, basically?
Well, I don't think they're going to invade Venezuela. I think that would be unlikely because the United States will probably lose. All of its warships will most likely be sent to the bottom of the sea because the Venezuelans likely have access to other technology from other parts of the world, such as Russia, for example, to deal with those ships. So that's very unlikely. But I mean, there's a basic point here. The crimes which the United States is accusing and Donald Trump is accusing these Venezuelan fishermen of are not punishable by the death penalty in the United States. So if they were to be arrested, say, in possession of cocaine in the United States, they would not face the death penalty. But they're using this in a way as a sort of military exercise. What can we do with our weapons? Let's have a bit of fun. Killing some people that can't fight back. It doesn't look good. And the other thing to mention is ever since September, with all these 30 ships, and the last one was on Monday, that have been sunk by the US military, there's not one single shred of evidence being presented to the world's press that there are drugs on these ships at all. So yes, this is just a way of, it seems to me the United States has got a need to intimidate and threaten its way around the world. And if it's raining off with its little friend Netanyahu in Gaza, it seems it's got to start somewhere else. And it may be that this whole thing is just a foreign policy which is fueled by the defence industry, the military-industrial complex, demanding wars so that it can sell its wares. And that actually we have a warfare state in the United States, as Philip Agee wrote a book and did a presentation talk all about how the United States is based on warfare. and without warfare, the US economy starts to falter and fails to function properly. And so I think we're dealing with a fascistic type of United States that doesn't take any notice of international law, and it sees that the easiest people to kill are innocent fishermen. And I believe they are innocent until proven guilty. And also, you've got the head of Southcom, the Pentagon Command, has resigned over this. And so you have some people in the military who understand very well that it is not on to use these massive military weapons, enormous aircraft carriers, strike forces on the sea, just simply to sink fishing boats. And it just shows the moral reprehensibleness of the United States, that they really are looking very bad and worse all the time around the world.
Tony Gosling, historian and investigative journalist, joining us from Bristol. Thank you.
Thank you.